Thing working? I think so. Good evening, people. Took a bit longer than expected, but we are back. Rogue Trader. Mods are up to date. Mods are working. So we are literally going to go through and actually play a bit of this. What was it? What portrait did we use for our Psyker? Was it this one? I think so. Anyhow, we're doing a Dogmatic character this time. We're doing a guy this time because we're taking turns. I want to play something that I haven't played. He's going to be an Emperor botherer. Of course he is. It's a Dogmatic playthrough. So, contemplation right now is...
Macro cannons! Volley!
Pious.
I am but a vessel for the higher purpose.
Oh yeah, we're doing that. Pragmatic.
Engage the engines.
Nah.
The death's hand reaches for me.
Done and done. The
Pious mate.
Emperor gave me a vision.
Okay, so, logically speaking now, it is, I'm imagining pretty much a retired officer. That's what I'm imagining right now. First playthrough was a smuggler, in my mind. Was it Dark Pelt? Shadow Pelt? Something like that. Smuggler came out of Fenris. Second character was just a fucking nutter. It was just a fucking nutter. A pyromaniac, pretty much. First reload. I am thinking Imperial World or... I'm thinking Imperial World or Fortress World right now. All allies excluding in the current party gain 5 of the same characteristics as the chosen minus humanity. Register serve Imperial World characters is affected by allies, non-damaging abilities or allies. Resolve is increased. Okay. So we are into the question. Okay. Origins is... Are we going commander? Are we going commissar? Crime Lord we're not going. And we're not going a Psyker. Arbiter. Arbiter can parry incoming attacks with range. Arbiter's attack made on others' turn deal more Arbiter's attacks deal. Okay, fair enough. During tactical phase, the Arbiter can placed in a cell adjacent to an enemy. Okay. With one-handed shock baton, armor piercing. Okay, so quickly, we are not going Arbiter for the simple reason we're going to have a companion going Arbiter. I don't want to take out of it. Navy officer might be interesting. Agility, fellowship, commerce. Ministorum would be the most logical one. Litany of hatred. Willpower, toughness, lore of the Imperium. And my headset is actually starting to get annoying on me. Because it keeps shutting itself off. Surefire plan. Noble, intelligence, fellowship, coercion, persuasion. Fellowship, persuasion. Arbiter. What do you actually get? The following features will obey origin advancement. Commerce, demolition, agility, demolition. Toughness, willpower, Imperium lore, Medicaid, willpower, lore Imperium, okay. Flamer weapons. Ballistic skill, perception. Perception, Medicaid. Yes. We are going a military man. Lore. Persuasion. Perception. Double perception. Okay, so we get 10 bonus perception. Medicaid also. Ballistic skill. We like that as well. Fire. What homeworld? We went for him. You know what? Fortress World. We're going Fortress World. If we're making perception, yeah. Yeah, perception, willpower, minus fellowship. Actually more combat oriented in general. Darkest Hour. Oh yeah. Imperium lore. Darkest Hour. Minus awareness. Nope. Don't want that. Minus the coercion. Brand of shame. That makes sense if you're making a dogmatic character as well. Shadow of Torment. Captured by heretics, you suffered unbearable torture at the hands of humanity's enemies. As commander-in-chief of a disastrous military campaign, you were buried in shame. You lost an entire regiment, Imperium, during a gala field failure. Yet you. You know what? A failed military campaign. Okay, so we have Overseer, Operative, Warrior. Operative can actually go into a lot of different ones. Execution Soldier is... Show them while the commissary is adjusting to... I'm just rolling through my head right now, just talking about it in my own head, and the thing that I'm thinking is, if you're becoming an Emperor botter, if you're a deep, faithful character, you're probably not an Astra Militarum commander. Probably not. They have a more pessimistic view on it when they actually rise to that point. A commissar though makes... You also get weapon skill as a melee character, and that's something I actually want to play. I played a ranged character. The first one was a ranged character, second one was a psyker. Coercion, logic. You know what? Coercion. Darkest Hour. Brand of shame. Partially accused of cowardice, you were forced to suffer through a humiliating tribunal. Yeah. And... So, I don't want to go for Master Tactician. I really dislike that one. So, I don't know. It's in between Soldier and Warrior right now. What? Overseer? You need to be an officer for Overseer? Overseer... Oh, Overseer is actually like a pet build? Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Okay, that's actually really interesting. To be fair, Officer is the one that makes the most sense. And then you can go into Overseer. Yeah, and you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to go Officer. Okay, so we have 35 awareness, 40 coercion. I want to pump up our... An Emperor bothering character would have increased perception. We're putting 2 points in perception. I like having awareness on my main character. It's also the fact that it's going to be an Emperor botherer, so it's going to be a lot more... How should I put it? I want 1 point in there, I want 1 point in there. I want 1 point in toughness as well. Strength... You know what? I'm happy about that. We get perception up, we get a bit of an everything character. What should our ship name be? What should our ship name be? Doing this quickly, it annoys me. There we have it. Okay. So what should our ship name be? First thing that comes to mind is... Spear of Faith is the first thing that comes to mind. Okay, so we're going to have 45 awareness, Fortress World, Commissar, at all cost. What should we name our character? What should we name our character? It's going to be a Commissar. The first Commissar is Kane. This is not Kane at all. That's for sure. Harold. Harold von Valencius. Going to do that, honestly.
excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Frankly, such excuse can be tiring at times. All this ostentatious luxury, this laughable pretense, is enough to make you one think of what you get meant to compensate rather than to glorify. Do you have any particular reason to disturbing me?
My apologies. I did not seek you out to pester you with unwanted attention. Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias, at your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Bows his head and focuses his attention on you. Division.
2. Divisional Commissar of the Officio Prefectus Harold Zanatha.
My regards, Commissar. Finding you was a difficult task given your parents' fate and your upbringing in the Schola Progenium. Truly, our meeting is an act of providence, is it not?
Faintly smiles, but you sure it's directed at you.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Lord Captain, a strange title for Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis, at the time when the first rogue traders entered the God Emperor's service. And therefore, it is sacrosanct.
You have a curious title, Masters of Whispers. What are you responsible for? Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. I see that you are shocked. Yes, you understood correctly. Lady Theodora's authority indeed supersedes that of those whom you obeyed before. The Lord Captain's power is so great that she is capable of performing unthinkable feats, such as changing the fate of a servant of the Imperium. Your fate.
I assume you had your goals in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let's address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Ethelthrad von Valencias are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Officer, yeah, if memory serves me right, there's nothing of great interest here, honestly. All the custom things and all those things you get later on. follow Conrad.
Know your duty. I can't allow myself to do this.
Okay, and we are here. It's open.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Harold, shoot.
Before the
Shoot,
faithful.
and don't let it get close.
For the glory of the Imperium.
You wrecked them. Fancy.
Actions will speak louder than words.
Wait.
And so it shall be done. Rejoice in service.
Okay. Missed.
I will not be deterred.
Miss again. Miss.
The Emperor commands.
Miss. There's only the two of us left here. I can't really use that ability.
Ha! Death to the heretics! Let this be the warning to all who
Finally
oppose
critted.
us.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it
Yeah. Spread unknown is allowed to enter the premises.
I'm afraid I must remain here.
Yeah. I'm at the stage now. This is my third playthrough. I am not going to sit through every conversation
We are
in
bound
the
by the
tutorial
blood of martyrs.
solely for the reason that I'm going to be here for a couple of hours just doing that. I'm going to take the conversations that are necessary, and that's kind of where I'm sticking to that. We are going to collect everything we can item-wise, but we are not going to go too much of it.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora.
Just a man.
Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Survey room.
Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora von Valancius's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a grey-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
I'm a former commissar. I would continue sending in more people, one crew after another, until someone succeed in the service of humanity and the conquest of Ion 4.
No doubt inspiring each new departing crew with passionate speeches. I have never believed in the power of propaganda. It is only effective in the worst of circumstances, when you want people to die in someone's name, not prevail and achieve.
Such difficult decisions are by no means suitable for those who spend their time cracking their whip at mindless herds. The costs might outweigh the return many times over. Isn't that right?
Give a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, is still more than Eldrad can do. We both serve the God Emperor, and Lady Theodora, does it become anyone of our stasis to engage in petty feuds? You know what? Straight answer.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
Unceremoniously takes his leave without sparing you another look.
So, why are you here?
I don't know just yet. I'm hoping you will clarify that.
Clarity. A luxury that few of us can afford. There is a reason why I did not explain all the details of the question I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted an opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all.
Okay. Quickly. are going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to take you, and we're going to have that up. So I actually can see if we drop frames or audio gets fucked up. Okay, good. Continue.
It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with Von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
One off? Does that mean it's other heirs? I'm ready to take on the sacred purpose.
Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Thanks for clarifying. May I ask my question now?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
Okay, simple questions. Where is your ship headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
No more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Second combat.
The impure cannot escape their fate.
You'll make a suitable
Harold.
sacrifice.
I'm going with these over here. No, she might actually be
Follow
taking
my
care of
lead.
them. Oh, Abelard, oh, Abelard.
Reduced to dust. I took care
The
of
character that actually is scary.
Stay vigilant. Die!
Mort is one of those characters that is just like... I would actually love to save him, Because he feels like a genuinely good character.
I cannot comply.
Can I can't apply that to anyone, not even myself. Okay. Enemy targets that become marked, an ally who killed them. Okay.
Actions will. Your corrupt way has failed you.
Okay.
I am your doom.
Going after me. Okay.
I bring ruin.
Out of my way!
Going for Abelard? Yeah.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
He's going for
Reduced to
big
dust.
hit. Well, he's actually surviving 1 health.
Break their morale! For the glory of the Imperium!
Can I?
Let my enemies tremble at the sound of my steps!
Haha, we got a fucking collateral.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
She looks at her box in her hand, and you can heal her like her static. What are your orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully
I'm
ours.
concerned about the disrupting communication with the navigators, and then we should already approach the translating point and proceed in real space. Okay. Mort's a badass.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, pull yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only Voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
We must provide immediate assistance to those still on the middle decks. Perhaps we can... perhaps then we might stop this wave from spreading.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the Navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once.
Her expression changes as her eyes flash ominously.
Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-Militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad.
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him.
This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge.
Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Then move out! Mort, come.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
You better not fail me, Lord. Lord Captain made it clear that relying on you is fraught with risk.
I see you have quickly earned Lady Theodora's trust, if she is already sharing her closely guarded secrets with you. But that is no longer relevant.
Something hits you hard with a sharp crackle, and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain.
I promise you a special destiny, Herald. It's time you fulfill it. Okay.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
There, you two-faced scum. You are behind the mayhem.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you, might. We are in the anteroom of the Warrant Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is it, inbred? Your blood is too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What a sorry, pathetic excuse. Do you even have... What?
One coercion. Succeeded. What sorry, pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostasy, you sordid, wretched piece of Grox shit?
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur! Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind. Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Von Valancius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
The blade flashes in the dim light, and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment, you feel nauseous, your head is spinning. And then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go. To. The gate. Go. To. The gate. Go. To. The gate.
Like the voices in your head. Get out, I'm not your puppet.
The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step toward the gates looming in the center of the chamber. In the gateway arch you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The Sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises.
Examine the device.
You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is the strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of Archaeotech relic. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Voigtva wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind.
Look for anything that can be used for a weapon.
You look around in hopes of finding at least something that could work as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nary a broken panel or a protruding piece of rebar in sight.
Look. Place your hand in the Sentinel's maw.
The Sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The Sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath, maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
Yes, I do require assistance.
Pain shoots through your head, and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Well, there is still another way.
Fucking Stelper.
The Divine watches over us.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
I need a weapon. I'm utterly defensive.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
Takes seconds after passage you realize the Zero Skull will not answer you. What is happening? Who are you? Who am I?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
Lead me
Middle
the way.
and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the Warren chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Seal the warrant. Yep, good.
Run, fools, or fall!
Avalon.
Master! Whatever are you doing in the Warren Chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me! What is the meaning of this?
How did you find me? Are you with the traitor Victor?
Master, with all due respect, what nonsense are you saying? Kunrad? A traitor?
He openly admitted that he is the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saints' blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And...
I have a Medicaid with me, and for the love of the throne, now it's not a good time to be walking around the deck without means of defending yourself. Hands your weapon.
Know
Okay.
your duty.
I'm at your service. This wound will make a fine scar.
Even in the darkest moments, there is hope.
Let me help.
With you at my side.
Let's patch you up.
Victory is within
this
our grasp.
master-crafted patellar augment is not fit for
Even
a
in the
servant.
darkest
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
The navigator's sanctum. Very well. For the Imperium, for humanity, lead the way, Seneschal.
Come. The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well due.
The Emperor is with us.
Your Emperor won't save you!
Death to non-believers!
Brace yourself, Abelard. Rejoice in another step towards our ultimate victory. And so shall it be done. I will not be deterred.
Indeed.
Dominance achieved!
At your beck and call. I took care of this one.
Crush the feeble!
That guy is still alive?
A tactically sound approach. I've suffered worse.
Let this be the warning to all
Nice.
who oppose us. We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Okay, we're leaving the sanctum. We're heading to the warrant of Navigator Sanctum it is. We were at the warrant of trade.
I hear it. Here, on the threshold of the blinded guide, doom comes from
What's up, Indra? How are you doing?
Watch your head. Idira, would it be...
This is...
I'm not...
The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you.
A diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, and you, You are von Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Officer's frequency.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's...
Not so...
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
What are you doing here?
The Whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the Navigator, our guide through the warp.
What? You don't mean the Enginseer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares.
Yep,
oh no. But we're not just going to stand here and take...
Nope. We're not going to stand here and take it. We're going in. As I said, we are not going deep in at this stage. An officer immediately around an extra. Yeah, that's the one we want. Persuasion, commerce. What do we have here? Character, coercion. You know, persuasion. Actually get that up a bit. And you... I think athletic. Yep. You already have that. Okay.
Your doom has been foretold. Let the blood flow. Anything else? Be gone!
Here we go.
Why did I not foresee this? I serve the ruinous powers.
The Emperor come another step towards our ultimate victory. And so it shall be done.
Okay.
I serve the ruinous powers.
Ouch.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. Victory is imminent. At your beck and
now
call.
we stab him again. Okay, good.
Cover me! What?
Hold on.
One fewer tongue.
Hey.
The creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with its throne. You see pink, parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits through the two dark gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut, the two ordinary eyes as well as the third one that sits in the center of its forehead.
I believe Master Vespider still lives. Well, the servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
Give Abelard a pointed look.
Master Vespidus.
Your time is
The navigator stirs, barely able to lift his head and half open his normal eyes. A dark drop rolls from under the closed lid of the third eye and down his face, leaving behind a black trail.
Your time is short.
The voice is coming from the Vox grill at the base of the bizarre chair. It is unclear how the navigator is able to produce human speech.
You're in need of help. We have to get you out of that chair.
Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn.
Ah! It came from beyond! His body is not his!
Idira's scream is echoed by the silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the navigator succumbing to the paroxysms of corruption.
Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings. Each one a portent of salvation within me. Run. Flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help.
What do we do, Abelard? Navigator is still alive, barely so. What do we do now?
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier.
Vespidas, good luck. And thank you.
The navigator does not give her a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from under the closed eyelids, and the Vox at the base of the chair is bellowing out static interspersed with distant echoes of otherworldly laughter.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Memory serves me right, there is nothing here, but I still want to go and take a little look.
The navigator's sanctum is the private haven of the ship's guide through the warp, and a death trap for anyone left inside after translation to the Immatrium. The door does not budge. Clots of viscous flesh have entangled the metal, sealing the door shut.
And out we go. Officer's deck.
Your ship's as good as ours. It's all over for you.
I want to see this one.
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Somebody shoot this.
I shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my Emperor.
Okay.
The white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hands and, for a brief moment, it seems she is not going to stop and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face. It is unfamiliar. Who are you?
I am Harold von Valencius, the Lord Captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. Ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelthrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
Do not even think about
3. Do not even think to insinuate that I am one of the traitors. I will not let such an affront slide.
That answer does you credit. Only the truly righteous would be so provoked by the accusation of heresy. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic!
What is a warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas doing aboard a rogue trader ship? Your order serves the ecclesiarchy, does it not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
We must get to the main hall of the deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
Okay, we have goods. Ooh, another pistol. Well worn. 7 to 12, so it's an upgrade. Do we have
Let
anything
us
more?
walk this path to the end.
Yep. Okay.
I am but a faithful herald of the righteous wrath.
Come to chaos!
Do you see that?
What? Oh, goods.
Let this be the warning to all who oppose us.
Nice.
Rejoice
Avalon
in service.
is moving up in this world, huh?
They who discern the future own the battlefield.
Okay.
My place is at the fore. Indeed. I'd rather not. I'm not interested. That's not the Seneschal's job.
Okay.
Death to the weak. Chaos guides me.
Guided by faith. I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands.
Yay! More enemies, more stuff to kill.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Oh, hit cover. Okay.
Out of my way.
I am your doom.
Chaos guides me.
I've suffered worse.
I serve the ruinous powers.
And so, another step towards our ultimate victory.
Get more health. And there we go.
Such is the will of chaos.
Bum, bum.
I know what is to come.
Plan is to go with her on the back line.
Anything else? Farewell.
Yeah. Not that much in warp things, so that's good.
It will be done. I took care of this one.
I'll do it. Each strike is a prayer.
My ears are ringing.
Missed. Makes sense.
I will not be deterred.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
There is movement in the Empyrean. On it.
One thing with
What an unfortunate
psychic
turn
attacks
of
is the
fate.
fact that they have a 100% hit chance. And that is one of those really good things, honestly.
I will do my duty. One fewer target.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Okay.
Access
I rise
received.
above hardships.
Unlocked.
Accomplished. I have proven myself yet again.
Access
I rise
received.
above hardships.
Okay.
Unlocked.
Accomplished.
Oh, and we got some keys and we got some shotgun. Bonus on tech use.
The divine
That's not
watches
bad.
over us.
It's not something I really want to make use out of, but yeah. Looking for if I see anything. Oh. Looking through if I see.
If it wasn't for the Holy Sister and you, I don't think we would have survived.
Quick stop. So, main character, dodge reduction, last episode 6 to 8 damage. Ammo is 20. Okay. 10 to 15, knockback. You know what? We can throw that on you for now. We have goods here. We also have goods here. Is it another armor piece or no?
With each step,
Useless
I
things.
forge my
Okay.
destiny among the stars.
Blow it up.
I better myself through my service.
Okay. So we leveled up. Yep. So main abilities of each class is now unlocked.
Know your
Great.
duty.
We have goods there.
Locked.
I shall repent.
Unlocked.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
Yep, and there we have the 5% armor helm.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Right? It's goods on the other side. Okay, yeah.
The Emperor gave me a vision.
Not a key.
The benches and even the cogitator, torn from its proper place, are stacked in a rough semblance of a barricade. The roar of the flames rings in your ears, and the choking smoke makes you cough and gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You are surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming, yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps, and then you see the figure walk out of the fire toward you. It is Theodora von Valancius.
Are you lost, my heir?
Her expression is calm, terrifyingly so for someone whose body is engulfed in an inferno. One of her hands is resting on the hilt of her power sword, the other is raised in an inviting gesture.
An apparition. A sorceress. Apparition. Trickery of the warp.
Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous.
This is impossible.
I doubt you are aware of the limits of what is possible. For your worldview is but an iota of what a rogue trader knows and sees. But I can tell that you would like me to share that knowledge with you. That power over reality. I can lead you out of these flames, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies.
Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer, and that answer can be nothing other than acceptance.
Do not listen to this abomination. destruction. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises. Nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul.
To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace.
The people! The survivors from the middle decks! We must help the crew, lead them out, find a way around.
Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Elo.
Dogmatics, walk through the fire. The Emperor will guide the righteous path.
Thousands of needles pierce your consciousness but are powerless to stop you. You take a step forward, and the illusion breaks. A wave of excruciating pain crashes over you, and Theodora's voice fades into the firestorm. You hear the voices of your companions calling you from behind, and the screams of the weak dying in the inescapable blaze. The blinding inferno, the harrowing pyre, the all-consuming storm releases you as you step out, barely able to stay on your feet. The blood is pounding in your ears, drowning out the world around you. Your eyes, caked in soot and burnt eyelashes, refuse to open. Free from the flames, you take 2 more steps before collapsing to your knees. The rush of blood in your temples and the horrible pain all over your scorched body cloud your mind, before suddenly retreating, as if driven away by some mighty will. A new strength spreads throughout your veins, and despite the wounds, your body is once more ready for trials and struggle. You open your eyes and see, aglow with warm light before you, the Aquila, the sacred symbol of the Imperium. In the next moment, you are struck with another realization: the repulsive presence, the one that has plagued your mind since Voigtva wounded you, is gone. The fire seems to have burned the entity away without a trace.
Master, can you hear me? Oh, you're alive. Which is more than I was expecting after what you just did.
Praise the Emperor. We passed through the flames. How can this be anything but a portent? For so it is said, that the Emperor will bless the worthiest and most steadfast in their faith.
Behind Argenta, you see Ediriclas doubled over in a fit of nausea. The rest of the people who were following you have withered away in the fire that continues to rage mere 2 steps away from you.
The Emperor protects, Seneschal.
Indeed he does. Oh, if I hadn't seen it myself, I never would have believed.
What happened to Lady Theodora? Did she follow us?
There was no Theodora, witch. There was an illusion, a temptation, a foul taint that tried to lead us astray. But he perceived its true nature.
Is that right, Adepta Sanctimonious? What? We'll just pretend like we didn't see the Lord's Captain standing there in the fire? Abela, you tell her.
Whatever it was, it matters no longer. Your conduct is bordering on madness, or holiness. A path opened behind you, where one moment there was fire, the next only smoldering embers remain. But what am I saying? My eyes must have deceived me. Too much smoke for my lungs. Truly.
The wounds are merely a sign of a trial laudably passed. It is something to be proud of, the same as decorations or badges of honor.
Allow Abelard to help you up. Admittedly, I've been better.
Even if you were anticipating another wave of pain, it does not come. Your muscles feel strong, and your limbs obey you without fail. And yet, deep inside, somewhere next to your heart and stomach, you feel a certain tension akin to that of a taut string. You are at your limit. Be it adrenaline or the strength of your faith, it will not carry you much farther.
Did my eyes deceive me? I could swear that I just witnessed you step out of a pillar of fire with the rest following in your wake.
I love being late for engagement. What's the only way? We're hearing response to your vox call. I heard you joining the forces with Ibudara. It's time to push the heretics back.
Indeed it is. Your wounds.
Eldrons. Look closely at Eldrod.
Edelthrad does not seem to have changed since you first met, but only at first glance. His face has taken on a strange hue, the skin at his temples appears scaled, and his voice now has an uncanny screeching quality. These are not traces of fatigue and stress, the Psyker's body has begun to mutate, a consequence of contact with the warp.
My faith will keep me upright, with a weapon in hand, that is all that matters.
Pray, forgive my insistence. I shall not be the one to doubt the faith of he who has passed the trial by fire. I have gathered everyone who answered the Vox call and was able to hold a weapon. Yet I do not see the Lord Captain or her arch-militant in our midst. We are still receiving messages in her voice, but she is not responding to direct requests. I last saw Lady Theodora on the observation platform. When did you and she part ways?
It was at this very elevator, Master Edelthrad. The Lord Captain, accompanied by the Arch-Militant, headed to her chambers to retrieve an item of particular import. After that, all we heard from her were Vox broadcasts.
This is troubling, and the timing is inopportune. I am still receiving fragmentary reports from the breach. Kunrad Voigtveer was spotted there, and even what scant intelligence on his activities I have reminds me of descriptions of sorcerous rituals. If that traitor has resorted to witchcraft, we must stop him at once.
What happens? I'm ready to assault the bridge.
No, you most certainly are not. You can barely stand upright after what happened. It is best that we go to retrieve Lady Theodora and let Edelthrad commence the attack on Voigtveer.
Something gives you the impression that he is primary goal is ensuring Theodora's safety and not yours.
A reasonable approach. Take your escort with you. You may be waylaid. Once you have found the Lord Captain, you must beg her to go to the bridge and lead the counterattack. The rogue trader's appearance is sure to fill the defenders' hearts with hope, however frightened or exhausted they may be. Until next we meet, may the Emperor bless your deeds. I shall see you on the field of battle.
That salute you with his weapon and turns to its retinue.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Hey, nothing more here then. Okay. And we can't go down? No, we can't go down. So the only way we can actually go is in the door.
Watches over us.
Would you look at that?
I need to look closer.
Logic.
Plasma conduits blaze with energy capable of powering a vast void ship.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
We missed a chest there.
This clearly does not serve as a stateroom. The generators, machines, and crude wall paneling indicate that it is a maintenance module room rather than an area for receiving guests.
Okay. We're now going to the Lord's Chambers. The Lord's Chambers. The plan is this. We've been rushing it a bit, but we're going to finish off the tutorial, and then we're going to call it. That is the plan right now. That's the big room.
Know your shoot.
Okay. Nothing here, nothing here. Yeah, not good, not good. What is... Okay, that's not a good sign.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Dogmatic follower grants the handler immunity to enemy critical hit for the first 3 rounds.
The murder scene looks like something called. Theodora von Valancius's body is sprawled on the large, blood-drenched desk. The arch-militant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls. No! Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Lord Captain. Who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere.
Outed Victor wished to humiliate suffering upon Theodora, not a swift death.
It could have happened in the heat of battle. Not to mention that Mort was here, and he would have protected Lady Theodora to the last. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Arch-Militant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
Examine the arch-militant's body.
An auto pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the furniture around with blood, brain matter, and shards of his skull. The safety on the arch-militant's weapon is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than he.
Examine Theodora's body.
You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life was an auto pistol shot, an extraordinarily accurate one at that. Theodora's face bears an expression of surprise, the last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye, a heap of blood-splattered parchments and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else, small shards of glass scattered on the floor. It is difficult to say what exactly was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent rather than completely transparent, as if they had been submerged in promethium.
Inspect the papers.
Reports, accounts, dispatches. You go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter signed with the initials XC and a seal with a symbol that is vaguely familiar to you. And sends a shiver down your spine. The author of this letter addressed to Theodora von Valancius signed it with the seal of one of the holy ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition, the secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunts heretics, xenos, and other enemies of humanity.
Let's be on our way.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more. No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
the
Okay.
faith guides my
So we
path
got
to
that.
glory.
Okay. Quick gearing session here. Throw that on you. Throw that on you. I think you're the best one to have that on you as well. Bu- 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 Does Abelard? No, Abelard doesn't. Grant 5 fellowship for each enemy in a 2-cell radius. Goes on Abelard. And to be fair, it can go on me as well. Or go on Harold. Yep.
The divine watches over us.
Okay.
May the blessings of the divine grant us the courage
Okay,
and
so
strength.
they have their turns first. Abelard there. You there. Indra there. Agatha there. Oh, it's from the bottom. Okay, fair enough.
Victory is imminent. I took care of this one.
Okay.
At your beck and call.
Right.
This is beyond me. My enemies shall be crushed like dust beneath my feet. The Emperor commands.
That was probably the worst you could be shooting on, like, period.
I am the chosen weapon that will crush the heathens. Your corrupt way has failed you.
Okay.
God, Emperor,
You know what?
move through
We're
me.
going to move
Be
you
the
forward.
fire in my heart.
40.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
And
Faith without deeds is what is why eradicated.
okay, great. That
Be gone.
just that guy left now.
Anything else?
Does that actually give? Yeah, it gives a bit. How much? Minor +1 male degradation. Okay, fair enough.
But of course.
It's going here because I have shot for 2, right? Yeah.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. Grey hair, sure hand. It will be done.
And so it shall be done. Actions will speak louder than words.
As the Emperor commands. I'll do it.
We are just bullying him as much as possible.
Doubt is for the weak.
Plan is to kind of surround him. He can only hit one. If he shoots here, he might be able to hit two.
Will do. Anyone see that?
I will do my duty.
Okay.
Your end is nigh.
15 HP left. Oh, risk of hitting those. I don't want that.
And so shall it be done.
Don't have any movements. Stupid of me to actually do that then.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Okay. Hit him anyway.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
7 damage, it's not great, but yeah.
Cover me! Was farewell.
Bang, bang! Toughness if the wearer has less than 35 intelligence.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Do we actually... Oh, we leveled up as well. Okay, great. So we have Finest Offer. Officer grants an extra turn with... Oh, that's our ultimate. Okay. So, what is it I want here? Combat addiction. At the end of their turn, the Fortress World character gains a stack of no stop equal to the minimal damage of the most damaging range weapon. Okay. Duty for the Emperor, motivation. We're not going in skills just yet, I feel. Grenadier. Master grants parry. Doom. Okay. Do we have anything that is really fucking ridiculous up here? March. Officer. In Fellowship. Lead. Lasting Impression. Heroism. Whatever. In the combat, the officer gets a 0 cost. Allies under the officer's ability gain a bonus to weapon skill equal. No. Armor of companion. Okay, so what do we have here? One of the heroic attacks. Okay. Officer increased by 3 and voice of command increased by 6. Uses an ability on an ally. Ally gained bonus to their perception and ballistic skill. These bonuses stack, but half of the stacks rounded up are lost at the end of the turn. Whenever officer targets an ally, temporary health. Officer targets an ally with an action. Allies resolve +1. Resolve +3. Inspiring speech. Can't use that. Seize the initiative. Officer and allies with voice of command deal 13 damage. Okay. Plus willpower. So logically speaking, we want to pick up some of the things up here. I don't really care about resolve right now. I want something to have a larger impact. It's bring it down that I want things with right now. Voice command. Increase officer. No recite action points. An ally gain characteristic. March. Lead results. Bring it down. Bring it down. Be vigilant. Allies under the effect of abilities gain in weapon skill. Opportunity. On opportunity. Okay, so it's just more opportunity. Voice of command. Okay, and bring it down actually one less. Okay. Whenever a heroic act is used by any character, officer's next attack will cost 0. So, dual wielding combat might be the thing that does the most damage. And I think that is going to go what we go with. Abelard, we're going in a different route. He's a warrior. I want Hardened Scar. What do open engagement, righteous training. Where is it? Contempt. There is one of them. Yeah, we are going with Desolation. That is the one that is the most sensible one, I think. It's Idra. What do we want on you? Unlucky, Vapebringer, Flawless, the first dodge, every combat suffered 9. At the beginning of every combat, Psyker ally gain the first critical hit is removed. Okay, Aftershock, Mental Breach. I do not like the class Idris. The Operative is one that is... I've gotten it to work a fair few times, but it just takes so much to actually get it. Advice, guidance, force weapon deal more damage. Defensive maneuver? Whenever uses a ballistic shield, they gain 2 movements. If they move, they will not provoke opportunity. Okay, fair enough. So that is the new weapon that is introduced, or new weapon type is probably a better way of putting it. Yeah, where passive learning is probably the best one to go with. I'm pretty sure I know what you want. Fired up, soldier deal the damage critical room during combat. Deals to 3 different enemies. The soldier grant 18% more damage in the next attack. Rapid reload. Where is it? Muscle velocity. The first hit of each ring deal additional damage to equal fire rate. That could be good. Point blank is also good. Swift slaughter. I think the one that makes the most sense would be Rack and Ruin, right? No. Fight Up. It's percentage crit damage on it. For each ally, so to deal 9% more damage. Alacrity, each shot fired by the soul you grant them. Demolition Engineer. Yeah, no. Fired Up. What is your intelligence? Your intelligence is 30. That means we can put that on you to actually get more toughness, so that means you get a bit more health. Slap that on there. And I think we are ready to go. Yeah.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Okay. And here we are. So, it's over here. Nothing we can actually use in the fight.
The first sacrifice opens the eye. The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
You are here. But where is the Lord Captain?
Lord Captain will know that Theodora von Valencius is dead. I found her and the Arch-Militant in her study.
God Emperor, preserve us. The rogue traitor is dead. The ship has lost her Lord Captain, and the house its head. No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp is ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the Warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed.
Don't say that, Ben.
I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating.
I forbid you. I forbid you the very thought of yielding. Only by resigning your faith will you truly suffer defeat.
Words worthy of a righteous soul.
Save the lofty words for later, will you? The navigator's ready to take the ship out of the warp if he gets some help from the bridge.
Then we have no right to bow our heads.
Stares at you and his eyes harden with a cold resolve once more.
You can see Conrad Voigtva clearly in the gloom of the bridge. The broken blade he is holding is stained with dark drops that seem to have a pearlescent glimmer to them.
We are out of time.
Right, to the party, ready your weapons. If we are ready to die this day, let us die with honor.
No. To die altogether is to allow the flame of the dynasty to perish in the dark. No. It will not be like this. Not today. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the Void Ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over.
Accursed traitor! A time will come when you will bleed for her ladyship Theodora's murder. Remember my words, for they are the vow of he who marches toward his death.
What? Theodora is dead? No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't.
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
The whispers are getting louder.
Okay, so it's Harold, Abelard, Argento. Idra is going to take a back spot there. Cutthroat there. Okay.
Let my enemies tremble at the sound of my steps. The Emperor commands.
Okay, your turn is ended.
Reduced to dust.
Nice. Abelard is doing his work. Can't do that. Can I hit you? I can.
Indeed. It will be done.
Six to 10 damage.
I'll do it.
Hmm.
As the Emperor commands, I act. In thy light I stand.
That's going to reload my
and thy
weapon.
light I crave.
Okay. Hit that.
I'll
Hit
do
you.
it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Hit you.
As the Emperor commands.
And pop Slaughter. Can I hit? I can
I'll
hit
do
you
it.
as well.
Eradicated.
Nice. I don't know if I have the achievement, but I automatically just went for that. Ouch. Ouch. How much does that give? Expand 1. Okay.
Will do. On it.
Break much armor as I can.
But
Then
of
hit
course.
him. 13 damage. Don't want to go over.
Legacy is forever.
Pain and duty go hand in
fuck.
hand.
And so it shall be done. Actions will speak louder than words.
Pain cleanses the body. Rejoice in battle. That is for the weak. As the Emperor commands,
the
I
only
act.
thing I can think of is just spray him down with
Faith without
bolt around now. He's down to almost 50 health. Yeah, I should have gone and healed him. Yeah, that might have been a good idea.
Stop it!
I've suffered worse.
Was that you? Or
It's another 14 damage. Great.
will do.
Pump up his dodge chance. He's going to die the first turn he gets. Yep, that's sad, but that's just...
Another voice to join my choir?
Victory is imminent. At your beck and call.
Hey.
Oh, my faith shields me.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak.
4 damage.
My patience has failed me.
Blood is keeping up. Right.
I will do
Pop
my
that
duty.
first, because that's the thing we're going to need to actually tank it.
Indeed.
And you horribly fail.
Blessed be the hand of the healer.
Heal up fully.
As the
No
Emperor
matter where
commands, I act.
which file it is, but yep.
I will avenge you.
Fixed her. Oh, she's down. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, so 2 shots. 2 AP, 2 shots. Yeah, not worth it.
At your beck and call.
This might count as an action.
Careful now.
Nope. Okay,
it will
good.
be done.
It's nothing.
Hey.
I'll do it. Faith without deeds is
Believe in you.
worthless. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Okay, so we got another rank. You won fellowship? You know what? Yeah, fellowship. And combat addict. Familiar kickback. Each Fortress World character gain 1 stack dodge. Strange track for each shot they made during the round. Also range burst attacks. Additional 10 stop stacks for stop shooting. Yep. Abelard, what do we have for you? We have what is it? Warrior gain 1 deflected damage. Their parry chance is increased by 25%. Okay, yeah. Toughness. Idra, honestly, intelligence, right? Awareness is 45. What increases her awareness? I don't know. Okay. I don't think it's a character I'm going to be using that much, honestly. So first time. know what? That is a... I remember picking that on almost every single character because it's genuinely fairly good. You are going to go ballistic skill, and you are going to go point blank. First hit of the burst fire deal equal damage. Yep. Okay. We are now ready.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Mantle of Heroism. Okay. And we have whenever the wearer of these gloves suffer energy, falls unconscious in the combat, ally gain 1+ damage until the end of combat. I don't think I can make a suicide character, right? Bridge officer. Okay.
Know your duty.
Bridge officer, bridge officer. Memory.
The heir is dead. He sacrificed him. Rivor, Master Helmsman, systems status report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal. Living and breathing. Well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry. We'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
I think he actually got a voice actor now. I don't remember him being voice acted here. We need to re-establish contact with the Navigator Sanctum. It's our only chance of escaping from the
Your
warp.
words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. A Bellard cuffs the crying officer without even looking.
Restore the Fox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
I'm ready. Begin the ritual.
The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire, the other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp.
Mortal, who are you to oppose the very flows of fate? It matters not. Your footfalls are an echo of the sand pouring between the scales. Your hopes and faith are my mockery.
I've already resisted the temptation of the warp once. Whatever you are, you will not plow my mind with your new illusions.
Resisting the inevitable means only that realization and submission will bring greater torment. There is no power that can hinder the flows of fate.
The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day. The day of my resurrection.
salvation, the thread that will guide you, and the weapon of our return to me.
The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
Seneschal, the Navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
The Navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you, with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow, that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision, it is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord. It is because of his toils that we all still live. The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained, for the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived. To hang the ancestral banners once again, and exact vengeance on the enemies of House von Valancius and humanity.
Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelard's face, though the old officer's eyes are keen. They rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself.
Well, then, your lordship. You had us worried for a few hours there.
Abelard offers a thin smile.
But after witnessing you fearlessly rush into the fray on deck, the only thing that surprises me is how long you stayed on your feet. Your strength only left you once the fighting was all over. Such fortitude is most admirable in a Lord Captain. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputy's deputy, while others go unfilled entirely, and now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews.
What's on the agenda for this meeting?
Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your lordship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge. And they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain.
I'm ready to start the briefing.
With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. A dozen pairs of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness.
Attention, officers. You have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Harold von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports.
Perhaps you would introduce those present, Abelard.
As you wish, your lordship.
Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh.
Vigdis Sarayada of the Taliman line, our new Vox Master.
It is an honor to serve your lordship.
The Vox Master offers a deep bow.
Aboard this vessel you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain.
Beside her is Raver, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us, to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap.
The bearded man with pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face, gives a sullen nod.
Hail, Lord Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our high factotum Janris Danruk, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship.
Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavyset man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows.
It is an honor, your lordship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. In the second row, we have the 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard. The Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship. And, lastly, the Drives Master, servant of the Omnissiah.
The 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drives Master offers a salute resembling a dance, involving the complicated manipulation of all the Tech Priest's mechadendrites.
Is that everyone?
Unfortunately, our choir master, the esteemed Zachary Wise, head of the Astropath section, is unable to join us. He is in charge of communications with distant star systems. Master Wise has been in a trance for some time now, attempting to contact other planets in the von Valancius Protectorate and inform them of Lady Theodora's passing and Kunrad Voigtbur's treachery. I will deliver a report to your lordship on the Astropath's progress as soon as it is possible to do so.
It is equally regrettable that 2 more individuals worthy of mention could not join us at the briefing, the Master at Arms and Confessor Adalbert. The eminent Adalbert must see to the funeral services being held for the fallen officers, of whom there are too many for him to take leave from the chapel. And Mistress Sauerback, who has replaced her late predecessor as our Master at Arms, is currently leading the search for any surviving agents of Voigtbur. All others present are adjutants, secretaries, and deputies. They are here to make of a record of proceedings.
Okay. I wish to hear Infernus Master's report.
Yes, Lord Captain.
The tall man bows his head in deference.
I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment, in terms of material losses and crew casualties, has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factotum. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty.
Abelard remarks in a low voice pitched for your ears only.
The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your lordship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the Tech Priest's hands for attention and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and, unfortunately, this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals.
Okay.
We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Rykad Minories. However, the planet, the whole system, in fact, belongs to the Winterscale Rogue Trader dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the Rogue Trader. Especially true given Coligo's Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planets.
Rumbles Abelard, frowning.
Dry Master?
A voice distorted by a Vox retranslator emerges from under the Tech Priest's scarlet hood.
Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah, but its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow I must also report that the Engine Seer Prime, Overseer, and spiritual authority of all tech priests on board, fell in battle. The Magus was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him. A most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magus. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible.
I see, thank you.
The tech priest bows her head.
Master Huntsman?
Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship's sound, more or less, but without our Engine Seer Prime and Navigator, who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what'll happen first, our warp drive being torn to pieces or all of us melting into the bulkheads.
Your Lordship, if you will allow me to interject, when we arrived in the system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all the available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Navi's Nobilite station. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor.
If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go round and round this system till our heads are swimming, as long as the Promethium and supplies last. And if any thick as Grok's shit lowlifes come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out, so don't you worry on that score.
Master of Ordnance, anything to report?
The Master of Ordnance gives you a gloomy look.
No, my job's simple, maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone, we've got no able crew, no Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself.
The Master of Ordnance chokes back the words he was obviously about to blurt out without thinking. He casts another look at you before turning away.
I apologize profusely, Lord Captain. Pardon the fool. The ship is in ruins, every other officer is dead, and the Lord Captain is no longer with us. Fear has taken hold of me.
He looks up at you.
But I've heard of you, oh yes. Your fame has reached even as far as the expanse. I can't be showing myself up in front of an illustrious person such as yourself.
He adjusts his uniform and stands ramrod straight.
The Master of Ordnance can report that the rest of the arsenal has been saved and the battery is in good order. We are ready to fight, if that is the Lord Captain's will.
To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in the crew and will require new engines here, a prime and a navigator. Is that all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage?
Precisely, Lord Captain. But bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these three immediate problems.
Okay, thank you for your report. You're dismissed.
The assembled officers salute you as one.
Your Lordship, there is one other thing. A confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora.
Abelard hesitates.
Your eternally esteemed predecessor brought the ship here, to this system, for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything? And I shall tell you, the Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Coronis Expanse.
I came across a handwritten letter on Theodora's desk. It was signed XC. You're referring to the contents of the note, I presume?
Yes, quite right. XC. Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Heinrichs van Kalux. An interrogator, you understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in this system, that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Footfall in the Furibundus system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Novice Nobilite or the Governor of Rykad Minories, may know something. That is all of it, Your Lordship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the von Valancius Protectorate.
Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he is about to offer some words of encouragement.
Idira? Sister Argenta? Explain yourselves.
The Sister of Battle grimly nods toward Idira.
The Psyker is suffering some ailment, or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised.
For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant.
I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request. But it can wait. Speak with me when you have time,
Idira's glazed eyes rove over those assembled. One word bursts from her lips.
Daybreak.
If there is nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It's time to go get to work. Oh, I have the advantage of actually knowing most of the things that is going to happen. I'm looking for the things that actually are changing because of the DLC. That's the major thing I'm looking at right now. And we also have... Where is it? My account is already linked. Why are you doing this thing? Okay. So here are all the different Twitch things. This is from the latest Twitch drop. Once per combat you can specially crafted handcuffs allowing the wearer to cannot attack on adjacent enemies for 1 round. Okay. Once per combat, okay. If the wearer uses a shield equipped, whenever the wearer hits multiple hits in a burst are considered a single hit. They gain 5% block until the end of round. Stacks up to 10 times. Okay. And trinket. It's a trinket, but whenever familiars hear the sound of the whistle, they behave erratically. Still, it does not affect their combat ability. The wearer has a resolve % chance to reduce incoming damage. Okay. Oh, and we have some goods over here as well. What is in the goods? Yeah, it's the skull mask and the cape. Character's already looking really weird.
The light glinting off the polished skull of some unknown Xenos makes it seem like the bony face is mocking you. The ticking of the clock is too quiet for its bulky size.
And that's all the backers. We have that. Don't really have an inventory limit on anything, so we don't really need to worry about that. Goods. Okay. Oh, you can change your appearance. For the process, yes. We hit dragons around what means come to costume watch. Okay.
Would you like to take a bath, your lordship?
No, not really now. Okay. So, that means that we are now in the stage of we're now in the stage of kind of just leaving. We're going to start moving around in Act 1, and that's going to be it for me today. I want to wish everyone a good night, and I don't know, maybe Saturday? I don't know. Depends on the weather. And no one really knows how the weather is going to be. Anyway, good night everyone.